This is a brand new bike, and in today's video, I'm going to show you all the steps that go into assembling it and getting it ready to ride. This bike was shipped directly to my house and already has most of the parts installed on the frame, so assembly will only require basic tools and is a beginner-friendly job. The first step is quite simple, and it's to remove all of the packaging material from the bike. I'm just using scissors to cut and then remove the packaging, being careful not to scratch the paint while cutting. At this point, I'm going to install the seat post so I can mount the bike in my work stand. Before putting it inside the frame, I'm coating the surface in general-purpose lithium grease, which helps prevent corrosion and makes future adjustments easier. After getting the bike up in the air, I'm continuing to use scissors for the packaging, and then I'm using angled cutters to get through the zip ties. If you don't have access to a work stand, you can do these steps with the bike on the ground. There's no special technique here, so the only consideration at this point is working slow to avoid scratches. With all of the packaging removed and the bike up in the stand, I can now start putting the bike together. The first part I'm going to install is the handlebars. I'm using a Torx key to loosen the stem faceplate bolts and then sliding the handlebar into the clamp area. The size of the tool does vary from bike to bike, so having a full set of hex keys and some Torx keys will be helpful. Next, I can install the brake levers onto the handlebar, followed by the grips on either side. These are bolt-on grips which are secured using a clamp, but slide-on grips are also common, which just get pushed onto the bar. The lever clamp should be positioned close to the edge of the grip, and they should be tightened in a slight downward angle. This can be adjusted later if you have a position preference. Next, I'm using a tape measure to make sure the handlebars are fully centered within the stem. I measured the total end-to-end distance of the handlebars and then made sure each side was exactly half that distance. When clamping the handlebar, all 4 bolts should be evenly tightened, and I'm using a torque wrench to help with this, but it can be done carefully by hand as well. Pedals are next, and the threads on these should also be greased. The pedals are designated left and right, with the right side pedal going on the side with the gears, and the left side going on the non-gear side. The left side pedal is also reverse thread, so it's tightened by turning in a counterclockwise direction. Next, I'm going to put the wheels onto the bike. This bike has through axles and disc brakes, so before I put the wheel on, I'm removing the through axle from the fork and greasing the entire length of it. If your bike uses quick release axles, you don't need to grease these and you can skip this step. Then I can remove the red pad spacer and slot the wheel up into the frame. The through axle threads in and should be firmly attached to secure the wheel. Now this next step is not as common, but I will go through it anyways. This fork has an air canister inside that aids in suspension, so using this pressure chart as a guide, I'm going to add air to the fork using a suspension pump. This feature will really only be present on higher-end mountain bikes, and it's not that common for most bike builds. Next, I'm going to loosen the stem bolts and align the handlebars to be straight with the wheel. I typically just do this by eye and make small adjustments from the front of the bike. This next step is also not that common for bike builds, but it was needed for this particular bike. The tires and rims on this bike are set up as tubeless, so there's no physical inner tube inside the tire. This type of setup requires liquid sealant to be injected inside the tire in order to hold air, and that's what I'm doing here. The valve has a removable core, and once that's out, I'm using a syringe to push liquid sealant inside the tire. In most cases though, you're just going to need to add air to the tires, which is what I'm doing here. If your bike has Presta valves and you've never inflated this style of valve before, see my other video in the description for more details. And finally, I'm just going through the gears, ensuring that one click of the shifter results in one change of the gears. This bike was shifting well out of the box, but gear tuning may be required depending on the build. And with that, this bike build is done. It's a good idea to test ride the bike after assembly and make sure you've tightened down all the parts correctly. Check your bike over periodically to ensure the components are working well, and see some of my other videos for different ways you can maintain your bike.